Okay. Go ahead, Sister Beauty. You can go.
After this bill, can we go
Okay.
over
Oh,
the poll?
well, I had wanted to go over why do you feel as if the nations have to serve you in order to serve the Most High when that is propagating idolatry? Because it says that there's no distinction and that all are one under the true master, which is God. So, how are they going to be serving you? And in that servitude, how is that being attributed to the Most High when it's actually going to the people?
He probably ain't gonna answer that question. I think he said you had to step aside. So if you wanna, finish your point, you could. Or if anybody else that agree with Yehuda wanna answer that question that sister asked.
The reason why I say that is because then how would you be leading them as a light when now you're putting them in a position of idolatry? Because you're saying the way that they have to worship the Most High is by serving you all. And the only person that they're in servitude to is the Most High. Because then I will
Can I
ask,
answer that, Beauty?
which one? My first question? Because I have an example. Because
Yeah, it's
when
your
did
point about them
Naaman,
worshiping the Israelites or something like that.
okay, so my example to regard to this question is when did Naaman serve the Israelites when he said that he knows that he is the true and living God? And that when his master starts to do all of that craziness, to forgive him in advance because he knows within his heart of hearts that he is that he, the person that they're worshiping is a false god. And then also to my second example or my second witness is Ruth. Who who did Ruth serve? I would love to know that. Cause she was just trying to get a little food for, her mother-in-law and her.
So I'll answer that. So Ruth was clearly a slave. She was a bondmaid. That's why we see,
To
the word
who?
handmaid means a female. To Boaz,
No, she
who was his
wasn't.
servant girl. Yeah, we,
No,
we
she
can show you
wasn't.
that.
Book, chapter,
All
and
right.
verse where she
All
was
right.
employed by Boaz.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get it, sister. But check this out anyway. I just want to answer your question in full because you were saying something like, why would the other nations have to worship the Israelites and stuff like that, right? So let me just show you that in the scripture. Like, if the Most High says other nations have to worship the Israelites, then them worshiping us. So worship can just mean like bowing down in submission in service, right? If they have to do that to us according to the decree of God, it's impossible for them to worship God without serving his people because that's literally, if they say, oh, I want to serve you, God, and God's, okay, great, Gentiles, you want to serve me?
Right.
Serve my people. If the
Right.
Gentiles
So
Hey,
say, no, I'm not
that's
going
Yehuda.
to serve
right.
your
Hey,
Hold up.
people,
Yehuda.
That's
no, no,
right. Hold
hold up,
Yehuda.
up.
hold up. If the Gentiles
That's
say, no, I don't want to
Yehuda.
serve your
good.
people,
So
then they're not
show
serving
us.
God then.
Right. So show us where Ruth did that to Naomi.
Hey, hey, Yehuda. Have you read Isaiah 60:12 yet?
Wait. Hold up. Wait. He needs to prove that in order to
The guy
truly,
trying
in
to blow
order
you
for a
away with the nuke
Gentile to
straight
truly.
right off the bat, man. You said Isaiah 60 and 12, man. Hey, I'm gonna be more graceful and I'm not gonna throw that nuke on them. I'm just gonna give them some more light-hearted verses, but still gonna prove the point though. But what's your point about Ruth though? Go ahead. So anyway, beauty. Look, here's a verse here, literally in the Bible, that says all nations are gonna have to worship the Israelites. Yeah. So let me just show you that, sister. So it's a commandment for all nations. If they want to serve God, they got to worship the Israelites. So this is Genesis 27:29. It says, let people serve thee. The word serve there in the Hebrew is the word sahar, which means worship. Okay. So the Most High's prophetic word, this oracle is saying, people have to worship the Israelites, right? And nations bow down to thee. So that's saying all nations, according to the Bible, if they want to serve God, they have to bow down to the Israelites. Again, the Hebrew word is worship, yeah? To be Lord over thy brethren, and let thy mother's sons bow down to thee. Cursed be everyone that curseth thee, and blessed be he that blesseth thee. So that verse is literally saying, God is saying, the Most High will bless the nations that worship the Israelites, and he will curse the nations that refuse to worship the Israelites. And since the brother brought it up,
Can you give me
this
that
is
verse? I'm
consistent.
sorry.
Is Genesis 27 and 29. And I want you, Sister Beauty, to go in the blue letter and tell me what is the Hebrew word for serve in that verse. And please tell me what is the semantic range of that word serve, right? Because you're the one that's saying, like, why should a Gentile have to
Give me
worship the
1 second.
Israelites?
Let me
Yeah,
go
because
to
you're
the
saying it
verse.
would be, you're saying it's
Now
idolatry
remember,
for
I want you
Gentiles
to
to worship
answer my
Israelites.
verse about Ruth. Who and when?
Okay, so let's get for Ruth, right? So always remember, Ruth was a Moabite, right? So that just means that she has to serve the Israelites. According to Leviticus 25, she's included in those nations that sojourn amongst the Israelites. But check this out, right? So I think it's Ruth chapter 2 that shows that she was a handmaid. One moment. One moment. Where is it?
Okay, so now I can actually go to Genesis 7 and 29. New letter.
Okay, so this is Ruth chapter 2 and verse 5. I'm not sure if I can find a verse that says she was the handmaid. I can't.
All right.
But anyway, here we go. So Ruth 2 and 5, it says, Then said Boaz unto his servant that was set over the reapers, whose damsel is this? And the servant that was
Right.
set over the reapers answered and said, It is the Moabitish damsel
Right.
that came back with Naomi out of the country of Moab. And she said, I pray, let me glean and gather after the reapers among the sheaves. So she's working as a
Right.
servant of
No, she
Boaz.
was. No,
Yeah.
she
So
wasn't. You
she,
just said it. No,
oh,
it was
oh,
the
oh, oh,
servant
oh
of
it said, no,
Boaz. It was the servant of Boaz who was asking
can,
about
can,
the
can, you- can, you- can you
girl,
can you can,
about who
can you
was
let me
there.
finish? Can you let me finish my
Yeah.
point? Yeah. When we look at the servant of Boaz, bear in mind Ruth is underneath
No,
this
she is
servant. Ruth
not.
is a
You
reaper.
just
Yes,
added
she
that.
is.
No, she
Look,
is
I'll
not.
prove it in the context.
No, okay,
Come on, beauty, man.
according to the
Beauty, we can
law.
sing together. We can't talk together, sister. We're not doing a
But
duet,
sir,
man.
I
We
don't
can
want
take
you to
turns,
lie.
sister.
We
Let
can't lie
no,
together
no, no, no,
neither,
sister.
because I'm
Check
not
this out.
lying with you.
I ain't lying, yeah. And when you
Yeah,
say
but
something
yes,
I
you
don't agree
are.
with in the Bible, when you say something I don't agree with in the Bible, I don't think, oh, because I disagree, I'm going to overtalk the sister and come off my mic. No, I'll wait until you're done, and then I'll rebuttal what you're saying. So wait till I'm finished, right? So check this out, yeah. Ruth chapter 2, real quick. Check it out, yeah. Ruth 2 and verse 2, it says, And Ruth the Moabitess said unto Naomi, Let me now go to the field and glean ears of corn after him in whose sight I shall find grace. And she said unto her, Go, my daughter. And she went and came and gleaned in the field after the reapers. So she's gleaning and she's following the reapers, right? She's trying to find employment, right? Because she's trying to find grace in someone's eyes so that she can glean amongst them, right? And it says, and her heap and her hap was too light on a part of the field belonging unto Boaz, who was of the kindred of Ahimelech. So she's gleaning in Boaz's yard. So when Boaz comes, verse 5 says, Then said Boaz unto his servant that was set over the reapers, Whose damsel is this? And the servant that was set over the reapers answered and said, It is the Moabitish damsel that came back with Naomi out of the country of Moab. And she said, I pray you, let me glean and gather after the reapers among the sheaves. So now she's saying to Boaz, Hey, can you hire me? Yeah? She's trying to be his servant right now. And let's see what happens. So she
You
came
are
and have
lying,
continued.
sir.
So what is it saying? Well, you don't have to interject. Who's she talking to when she says, And she said, I pray you, let me glean and gather after the reapers. So to be clear, she's saying to the servant of Boaz, yeah, the guy who's in charge, the manager under Boaz, who's in charge of gleaning his property, she's saying, Yo, let me glean amongst you. All right, brother, bless man. And the guy lets her glean. So she's basically just got a job. She's a
No, she
gleaner in
don't,
Boaz. Yeah.
sir.
So what does it mean?
No, I'm
Explain
fixing
verse
to
7
tell
then.
you, right?
Break break
Because
break
the
break
thing
down
is, you
verse
should have
7 then.
known this
Break
in
down
the
verse 7.
law.
when it says
No, no,
when it says
I'm
and
fixing
she
to break
said,
it all
I
down.
pray you let
I'm
me
fixing to
glean.
break it
What's
all
going on
down.
there? Go ahead.
I'm fixing to break it all down. Now you would know. I don't even know why would you say such thing, because when you read Leviticus 19:9 through 10 and 23 through 22 and Deuteronomy 24:19 through 22, it commands the Israelites not to harvest the corners of the field or to pick what is dropped. The leftovers are for the poor, the sojourners, aka the foreigners, aliens living among the Israelites, the fatherless, and the widower. That's what happened. So by default, Ruth is not an Israelite.
So yeah,
So
you didn't
I'm not
even rebuttal
finished.
the point.
I'm
Oh,
not
go ahead.
finished. You
You did a
don't
long pause. I
see, you
thought you
don't
was done.
see in Leviticus nor in Deuteronomy where it states that they become their servants. She was. How is it that a non-Israelite was following the law better than the Israelites? But because she made that
Wait, where
covenant
does it say that?
between Naomi and herself, what are you talking about? Where does it say that? I gave you the
No, no,
verses.
you said she was following the law better than the Israelites. Where does it say that Ruth
Yes,
followed the law better than the Israelites?
yes. So first and foremost, she was a widower. She was a widower of a Judean, a person from the tribe of Judah. Two, she was a foreign. She knew the law. So here's why she asks, can I glean from them? So when the servants left behind, because when you continue to read, you know what it says? Boaz found favor in her and told them to purposely leave stuff behind. That's what he told, because the Israelites couldn't pick nothing up that was dropped. So first, that's how we know she's not an Israelite, because Israelites cannot pick up anything that has been dropped. Two, she was a widower. Plus, her mother-in-law was a widower too. And they were fatherless. Naomi's husband died. Hence why we see in the beginning of the book of Ruth, it says that she got married. Afterwards, Naomi's husband died. From Naomi's husband died, her two sons both died. They had to leave. She told the two girls, hey, Orpah, Ruth, hey, I can't have any more kids. I'm old. Even if I was to have kids, you ain't finna wait for them. And you're not finna marry them neither. So you might as well go back home to your family, your parents, and you can go remarry. Orpah left. Ruth stayed. She made a covenant. She said, your people, I wonder why she's saying your people is distinguished from her people. Your people will be my people, and your God will be my God. From there and wherever you lie, that's where I will lie. Wherever you be, that's where I would be. And so they left and they went to to Judea and stuff like that. And from there, they lodged in their old home. Where you go, yes, they do teach that. From there, Ruth had got instructions from Naomi to go glean from the fields. Well, how do you glean from a field if you're an alien? You have to wait until they're finished gleaning and then they pick up the pieces that were dropped. From then, Boaz was like, yo, who is this damsel? And he told them, purposely leave things on the ground. From there, no, the poor, right, the poor. The poor can pick it up, yes. But we don't see where she is poor. But we know that she's a widower and we know that she is an alien. So,
Right,
two,
beauty. Allow me
hold
to
up.
respond because I've been listening for a while.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
but
no,
I'm not done
and you
yet. But I'm not,
interjected
hold up, but I'm not
when I
done
was
yet.
breaking. No, because I wasn't
But I'm
done
not
and you cut
done
off.
yet.
So
I'm
we're
not
having a
done yet.
dialogue.
You
But I
don't
wasn't
see.
done. So
Okay.
why when you're not done, I can't go when you go when I'm not done.
Because I
So
went
just
quiet when you said
let me tie
that.
in.
I
No, no,
went
because you cut
quiet
me
when
off.
you said that.
No, no, you never went quiet.
Yes,
Let me
I
bring out this
did. So
verse,
you want to
right?
sit up here and lie? Everybody
No, no,
heard
no,
when I
no.
went
You
quiet.
was talking over me, sis.
Sir, I
But go
want you
ahead.
to show.
You can
Okay, so I
finish your
went.
point.
One mic on
Yes.
me.
Go ahead.
Hey, one
Finish your
mic on
point.
me.
Okay.
Go for it.
One mic on me. One mic on me. Hey. All right. So let's do this. Um Instead of having one person talk like, for like 5 minutes, can y'all like try to do a back and forth but be try to be cordial with one another? Can y'all do that?
Yeah, yeah, let's do the back
Yeah,
and forth.
so his question was, because I can answer the question from Genesis 24, because that's, I'm sorry, not 24, 27 and 29. He asked me a question. I can give him that, but he needs to answer my question that I gave him first, which was, who was Ruth serving in order to serve the Most High? Because we hear from out of her mouth, she's declaring that Naomi's God will be her God, and we don't see any servitude from the covenant that was made until she got married to Ruth's sons. So if he can prove between the time of when the covenant was made, which was after everybody had died, to when they got married, then I would digress. But if you cannot prove that, don't be saying that people gotta serve
So,
Israel in
so
order to
beauty.
serve the Most High.
So beauty, I got it. So here's some verses that proves she's a bond servant. Even what I brought out before proves it, but just makes it more clear, right?
No, that's not
So
what I
Ruth chapter
asked
2
you.
and verse 13. You know, because you're saying prove that she didn't have to serve a person to serve the Most High, right?
Right. So
Prove that.
you would have
So
to
so
prove
so
she served
I'm bringing it
Naomi,
out.
her
Hey, sister,
husband.
I listened to you, sister. Let it go back and
So
forth. You don't have to overtalk
Eliakim.
now. No, sister. No, sister. It's my turn to talk now,
Okay, so
respectfully. Then
you're
you
going to
got
be
it right
answering
after me.
something that I
Then
never
you got it right after me.
asked.
Hey, sister, you don't need to overtalk me. I already know your question. Let me bring it out.
Continue to
I'm
go.
proving that Ruth was a slave woman
Go
to the
ahead.
Israelites. That's what I'm proving. She was
Okay,
a
well,
slave.
book,
All
chapter,
right.
verse.
So this is Ruth 2 and 13. I've got two verses. Then she said, "Let me find favor in thy sight, my Lord." If you call someone your Lord, that means they're your master, right?
Nope.
It gets even deeper.
Nope.
For that, hey,
Because
you
Lord is
don't
a
need to
term of
interject,
endearment.
sister. Hey, sister, you really don't have to interject. That's not being very
No.
graceful.
That's what he said.
When
He
you're
said that this
speaking,
is
you
a
don't want me to give all the ad libs.
conversation.
Hey, just chill out. Let me
But
finish
he
the
said
full
that this
verse,
was a
sister. Hey,
conversation.
show some temperance of your spirit, sister. Come on.
It had,
J-Man
but this
said,
is a
J-Man said,
conversation.
if we can have a back and forth respectfully, then we can do that. So respectfully, when I'm talking, don't
Okay, but
interject.
the
All right.
moderator had
Oh,
already said to go back
oh,
and forth.
sister beauty, right? You know what? I'm gonna let you speak, and when you're done,
No. Go
then let me
ahead. Go
speak
ahead. Because
uninterrupted.
what you're not going to do is play on my face, but go
Oh,
ahead.
all right. Let's go, man. Just hold it together. Right. Then she said, "Let me find favor in thy sight, my Lord." Would she call everyone her Lord? I wonder. For that thou hast comforted me, and for that thou hast spoken friendly unto thine handmaid. Said spoken friendly unto thy handmaid. You know what the Hebrew word for handmaid means? It means slave girl. She just said that she was the slave of Boaz, and she called him her master. Though I be not like unto one of thine handmaids. So she's saying, look, I'm not like your other slave girls, but she's saying, look, be merciful to me, my Lord. So she's basically she's saying that, look, you're my master. You know what I'm saying? She's saying that I'm your handmaid. Ruth chapter 3 and verse 9. And he said, who art thou? And she answered, I am Ruth, thy handmaid. Spread therefore thy skirt over thy handmaid. So my question to a beauty who says
Can you
that Ruth
answer my
wasn't a slave
question?
girl, my question to beauty who says that Ruth wasn't a slave girl, what does it mean for her to be the handmaid of Boaz? What does
Right.
that
She
mean?
didn't know Boaz. They literally just met at that moment. So you saying that she's his Lord, I mean, he's her Lord, and they don't even know each other.
Yeah, they did know each other because in Ruth 2 and 13, it's after he already inquired who she is. And when the reaper says, or when Boaz says to the reaper, yeah, um, tell the reapers to help her with her gleaning or something like that.
Right. He didn't know
And then,
her. Didn't they just introduce themselves
yes,
to each
he
other?
did know her. He did know her. He even says, I know you because I know about Naomi. I know you're a good woman. He did know her. Or do you disagree?
So when did he first know her?
Did he know her in Ruth chapter 2? Yes or no?
He knowed her by seeing her. Yeah. Did he talk to her? No.
Did he know where she came from? Did he know her name? Beauty.
I'm
Did
not
he
gonna
know
lie.
where
Can
she
I just
came from? And did he know her name?
Yeah, by the
Answer
people,
that.
by the reapers.
Oh, so how come you're saying he didn't know her then, Beauty? How come you're
Because
saying he didn't know
hold
her?
up, the thing, did they talk to each other?
Oh, now you're changing the criteria.
No.
Did they talk to each
Hold on,
other?
wait.
Do you have
So
to
just
talk to
because I
someone to
find
know them?
wait. Just because I find out from other people does not mean that I do know you. He does not
Do
know
you
her.
do
He
you
know.
do you
Thank
know
you,
Donald
Tron. He
Trump?
knew her by reputation.
Do you know Donald Trump? Do you know Martin Luther King? Do you know Donald Trump?
To be fair, sorry, the verse that you
Yes,
just
go
brought out,
ahead.
Yehuda, right? Ruth 3:9. Sorry, yes, sis. Because I'm with you, sis, but I have to be very fair. When you actually look at maidservant in the Strongs, it literally means bondmaid, female slave. It literally means that. I think we have to be very honest with the text.
But also
Um,
So
but
Felicia,
also
however,
according
wait,
to the
hold
but
on, brother
text,
also
was
Dami.
he
Ruth a
knew
slave?
However,
of her.
However,
He
Yehuda, what I
knew
will say
of
though is
her,
that
but he
just
did not know her
Right, because he
personally.
heard
Am I
from the
right?
people
He
who
Hey,
she
knew
was
of
hold on,
going
y'all.
her.
under.
Hey,
Yeah,
everybody needs to
yeah.
mute up.
That's the
Everybody needs
difference
to
now,
mute up.
y'all. Come
Everybody
on
needs
now.
to mute up. Everybody needs to mute up. This is between Yehuda and Beauty. Please, no one come out the mic,
Hold up,
bro.
J-Man, but
Wait,
can he
Jay.
answer that question though? Did he initially know her? Because he only knew from what his slaves said about her. Because when he does see her, he says, I heard of your reputation and it spoke well of you. So he didn't truly know her. And you have to see if that he was her master, even though she did not know him inherently. She didn't know him off bat. So can,
So let me respond to that, right? So check this out. You are trying to make your own criteria of what know means according to the scripture, if you know a person or not. Well, let's just deal with the Bible because the Bible is what matters. Trust in the word, not your own opinion. So, according to Ruth chapter 3 and verse 9, it says, And he said, Who art thou? And she answered, I am Ruth, thine handmaid. She said, I'm Ruth, your slave girl. So already I've proven you wrong. Ruth is a slave. Ruth was a slave, a righteous slave, but she was a slave to Israelites. Supports my doctrine, supports the title that Gentiles are slaves. Anyway, moving forward, because now you've shifted the goalpost to whether or not Boaz knew her or not. So let's answer that too. Spread therefore thy skirt over thy handmaid, so over your slave. She calls herself a slave twice for thou art a near kinsman. And he said, Blessed be thou of Yahuwah, my daughter, for thou hast showed more kindness in the latter end than at the beginning, inasmuch as thou hast followed not young men, whether rich, poor, nor rich. And now, my daughter, fear not, I will do to thee all that thou requires, for all the city of my people doth know that thou art a virtuous woman. So he's saying, Yo, Ruth, everybody knows you. Everybody knows about you that you're a virtuous woman. So clearly, according to that verse, would you say that Boaz doesn't know Ruth? Yes, he does know her. Now, it is about the reputation, but since when is knowing someone's reputation equivalent to you not knowing them? I know of Kanye West's reputation. I know him, and in a sense, I don't know him. When it comes to every single person on this earth, there's a way that you don't know them. People could even argue that you don't know your mother because you don't know what your mother was like in high school. Oh, you weren't there, but you know her in a certain capacity, and according to the capacity of the scripture, yeah, Ruth
okay.
was known by Boaz as she was known by all Israel. And let me
All
land with
right.
this. Check it out, right?
Oh, he's still
Let me
going.
land with
Hold on, wait.
this.
You still going? Okay.
All right, I'll land with that. That's the point. So,
Okay.
according to that
So,
verse, when he says that, I know you're a virtuous woman, did he know her? Yes or no?
right. So I went down literally chronologically of what happened. Before she ever met Boaz, she already declared that the God of Israel was hers. So you're going to have to show me where Naomi was her master, where Eliakim was her master, where her husband. We know that because as your husband, he is the head of the household. So you're going to have to prove that when she makes the declarative statement to when she got married to him, where she has somebody over her, as in her slave master. So can you prove that? Because she already declared that. She already declared that Yahweh was her God. So prove between chapter 1 to when she goes all the way down to the end of chapter 1 to prove that that is her master via slavehood or slave ship, however you would like to say it.
All right, so check it out, yeah? So, Ruth chapter 2 and verse 13 says, Then she said, Let me find favor in thy sight, my Lord, for thou hast comforted me, and thou hast spoken friendly unto thine handmaid, though I be not like unto one of thine handmaids. So it shows that Boaz had handmaids, he had female servants, right? And what does his female
That's not
servants
what I
do?
asked you.
One moment. Yo, you asked me to prove
No,
that she
in
was a
chapter
servant from
1. No. I
Ruth
said in
1
chapter
to Ruth
1.
4. You gave me the full book, so now I can't use the full book. Can't use
No,
chapter 2
she
no more.
already
Go ahead. What are you
declared
saying?
that Yahweh was her
Beauty, give him
God.
the respect.
No, hold up.
Give him his
Hold
respect,
up,
beauty.
sir.
Give him
Sir,
the
this is
respect,
between me
beauty.
and him, respectfully.
Yeah, but you gotta respect him. He
Okay,
listen
I'm
to
truly
you.
sorry
Now
about
you
that,
need to
sir.
listen to him, beauty. Just be quiet, beauty.
Mod speaking, Marking the Zoti. He went for quite a while, so she just interjected. He actually got a chance to speak for quite a while. Okay, Beauty, just go ahead. Did you hear me, Beauty?
Oh, I had told him in chapter 1. So chapter 1, he needs to give that.
Shut up, beauty. Let him
Okay.
talk.
What chapter one now? No, bro, no, Beauty. I'm not going to that standard. The whole point initially was to prove that she was a servant. I'm showing that the fact that she's gleaning amongst his handmaids and she calls herself a handmaid shows that she's a servant of Boaz, right? She put herself under the yoke of Boaz, and that's why she's being rewarded according to Boaz, her master, that he's letting her glean in his field. And that's why she consistently addresses him as Lord, because he's like her boss. You know what I'm saying? Like she's being employed by him, and that's the perks and the benefits of the job. She's getting some of the gleanings in his field, man. Like, if you don't want to see that, if you, it's like, what does it mean when she says, I'm your handmaid? Can you answer that? When she says handmaid, what does that mean? Beauty, what does it mean? In the book of
So you're
Ruth,
not gonna
chapter 2,
wait.
and
So
verse
you're not gonna
13.
answer my question?
I've answered a bunch of your questions, and every time I answer your
No, you did
question, you,
not.
you
I
change the
said chapter
goalpost.
1. In chapter 1, she had already declared that Yahweh was her God. So can you prove who was her master in a slavery sense in chapter 1? That was my first initial question. You have yet to answer that.
All right, so here we go, right? So we can use the full Bible to answer that, right? So if a Gentile declares that Yahuwah is their God, right? Then who are they declaring as their master? Let's see. So this is Deuteronomy chapter 29 and verse 11, and it says,
So now you don't want to go to Ruth.
your little ones, I've gleaned all through the book of Ruth, and I can go to other books and glean from that as well to make his point. So check it out. Deuteronomy 21, verse 11, or verse 10, it says, "Ye stand this day, all of you, before the Lord your God, your captains of your tribes, your elders and your officers with all the men of Israel, your little ones, your wives, and the stranger that is in thy camp, from the hewer of thy wood unto the drawer of thy water." So we can see that when Gentiles enter covenant to join Israel and serve the God of Israel, they join in covenant to become servants to Israel. They are drawers of wood and drawers of water for the Israelites. So the very fact that she's declaring that Yahuwah is her God as a Gentile comes with an obligation of service to the nation of Israel, which we can see she dedicated to Boaz. Now prove me wrong.
In in other words, you are dedicated to the Israelite. Ruth already knew she was obligated to Boaz if she wanted Boaz. She
Okay,
have
yeah.
to bow down to her, to
All
him.
right. Right. So when did she do this to Naomi and her husband? Because he clearly bypassed everything that I've already told him. So that's the funny part. He won't address that she already declared that Yahweh was her God when it was time for them to go to Judea.
So that
But,
means
but the thing is, you're kind of like conflating the point, Beauty,
No, I
that
am
once a
not.
Gentile
Do not lie.
declares
No,
that
I am
Yahuwah is
not.
their God, they don't have to
You see
serve
how they
Israel.
run,
Like,
and that was the main
yo,
question.
Beauty. All right, go ahead. What
No,
you say? You
no,
like Beauty? Check
no,
this
no,
out,
no,
right?
no. Answer the
Because you're making a point.
question.
All right. I
Stay
answered your
in Ruth
question
chapter
already.
1. Ruth chapter 1. Who
All
was
right,
she
so check this out,
serving
beauty,
in
right?
Ruth chapter 1?
Also, so now it's shifted because we could see that she was serving Boaz. So I cut you with chapter 2 and chapter 3. So now you're like, okay, well, prove in chapter 1 she was serving someone. Like that's ridiculous, sister. Like, why are we playing cat and mouse when I've already proven the point that she was a servant to an Israelite?
Okay,
The
so we
sister
clear.
won't. The
Um,
sister
hold up,
don't want
sir.
to
Nobody's
commit
talking to you,
to a
Lomax.
man.
So
The
we
sister
clearly
don't want
see,
to commit to a man.
where he cannot prove that Ruth was serving anybody when she was married to her husband. The only type of servitude she was doing, wifehood, wifeness, or being a wife to her husband, when you see in chapter 1 before her husband died. When she made that declarative statement, she had nobody over her because her father-in-law died and her husband died, as well as her brother-in-law died. You will not find anything inside of the Bible where it states that somebody was over her to have her to worship the Most High. You don't see that. So this man clearly does not know Scripture. He went to the end
Ah,
where
sister, you a
Ruth. And
feminist.
I am
You straight
talking. I am
feminist. You
talking.
all about the
I'm not a
woman. You
feminist.
don't want the
I
woman
am
to
not a
be
feminist.
be
So, oh,
obligated to
J Man,
nobody,
J
and that's
Man,
her
Yeah,
Hold
he
on,
needs
one
to
mic
be
prerogative.
on
moved
me.
J
down. He's
Hey,
been
one
Man.
mic
warned
on
a
me.
couple of times already.
Hey, one mic on me. One mic on me. One mic on me. Lomax, are you trying to have a conversation or what?
I'm listening to the sister. The sister is a feminist.
Yeah, that's not what I asked you. That's not what I asked you. I asked you, are you trying to have a back and forth?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I need you to get somewhere where you can sound louder because you sound extremely low.
I'm low.
Yeah, you were.
Am I still low?
You sound louder. Okay, so I'm guessing you want to have this back and forth with Beauty, right?
Well, all I want to add on the brother.
No, no, no. That's not what I asked you. I said, do you want to have a back and forth with Beauty?
Yes, I understand the conversation that's being
Okay.
had
All
at
right,
this
then that's
point.
all I need to know. That's all I need to know. So you can go ahead and have it, but y'all need to try to have some decorum with one another.
So hold. So J Man, can you tell them, as I asked, my first
Well,
question
tell him.
was,
Tell him, Beauty. Tell
no,
him.
no. See, for some reason, people like him, I have to go through a third party. So that's why I'm saying this. So clearly, Mr. Midax, can you hear me?
I can hear
Lomax,
you.
Oh,
Lomax.
wait, hold up. No, no, not Lomax. I'm talking about Midax.
Big
Oh, I'm
difference.
sorry.
Right. So, Mr. Midex, now you understand my question. Their position is that you have to serve an Israelite in order to serve the Most High God. Well, my first question was, in Ruth 1, before she makes a declarative statement that Yahweh be her God, who is her master other than her husband?
No one,
Who was
no,
she
no one
serving
has
as a
no one has
slave?
addressed that point that you brought out. Yehuda sidestepped it and went to Deuteronomy, but he did not address that scripture exactly within the context that you're bringing out and the nuance that you're pointing out. So nobody has addressed that point.
And then now, because nobody can do that, I'm being called a feminist and I'm my name. Now, if I sidestep and went off on them, I'm being rebellious or I'm cantankerous, as what OJ would say.
So can I answer that then? I'll answer that. Who
Okay.
was she serving in Ruth chapter 1, right? Can I answer that?
No, hold on, hold on. No, no, no. You're not gonna answer it because she said that continuously you haven't answered it. So why am I gonna let
Thank
you try
you.
to answer it when you haven't answered it? So let's
No,
continue.
it's because I
Ye-
was answering it, but she didn't
Yehuda.
like how I
Hey,
answered it.
Yehuda,
No,
but
So I
you
was
you
going to try and
answered
answer
it.
it
didn't.
No, no, no.
different.
Yehuda. Yehuda. Okay, well, if you answered it, then fine. Why would you answer it again? Okay. So either you answered it or you didn't, right? So uh go ahead, Beauty. Talk to
So,
Lomax.
as I stated, Lomax, according to your understanding, you believe that people have to worship through an Israelite. Well, in Ruth chapter 1, before she makes the declarative statement to Naomi, right? Can you show us, right, in the system, right, where it states, right? That she had a master that was a slave over her, right?
You talking, no one can hear you.
No, I didn't say anything. I'm waiting on him.
You had your mic still open. I
I'm
didn't know if
sorry.
you were done or whatever. I thought you was gonna continue. Yeah, Yahuda have already gave you why Ruth was a servant. Period. Because she was another from another nation. All nations are servant to the Israelites. Period. He told you that. Whether whatever custom that we had during that time, the nations, the other nations were servant to the Israelites. You guys missed it. He was answering it all along. All you wanted to, you want specifics to the point where as youth need that Ruth need to bow down to Boaz or whatever. Ruth was trying to get with Boaz. If you missed it, so I'm gonna yield all my time to Yuda because Yuda was correct from the beginning. I was just only trying to get you to understand that Yahuda was trying to give you the answer, and you kept interrupting and giving other questions beyond what he has already
Okay.
said.
Wait,
On
say
you,
the last
Yuda.
question
You
again. I'm
doing
sorry.
good, Yuda. Can I finish talk? Just like what you doing right now. This was what you was doing to Yuda. Be quiet. I didn't say anything when you was talking. Nothing. I listened to you. You finished it. You waited on me. So give Yahuda the same
I'm
respect. That's
sorry.
what he
I
was
was off of
asking from the
mic.
beginning.
I was doing work stuff. I'm sorry.
So I yield to Yahuda because he was doing exactly what you needed to hear. On you, Yahuda.
Hey, J man, that's crazy work. The man requested a build only to yield it.
Nah, we're not doing that.
X-Man, what's
He
I
just
going
wanted
on?
to
yielded to
go. Like
him
I don't.
because he was
Hey,
correct in the
everybody on
beginning
mute.
and
Everybody on mute.
everybody else was
Everybody on
over
mute.
talking him.
Everybody on mute. Everybody on mute. Lomax, you literally said you were gonna take the build. I don't understand why you're giving it back to someone else. Either you take it or you don't.
I took it and I yielded back to
No, you
him.
didn't take it because you just
You
gave
gonna
it to
allow me
someone
to talk
else.
on why I did what I did? Are you
Ain't,
gonna allow me to speak to
ain't
You
him?
got
just
nothing to
gave it
say.
back to
That's
him. Either
why.
you take it or you
So
don't.
what y'all don't want to hear him anymore now? He was
I
on
never
point.
said we didn't
I
want to
don't
hear
need to
him.
overshadow what
You
he
got
did.
something to say. Say what you got to say, man.
Hey
I
Doc,
said
Doc,
what I had to
go on
say.
mute, Doc.
I yielded back to
Hey Lomax.
Yahuda because Yahuda is on point.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, right? You said you were going to take it. It's like you're not understanding that.
The
Why would you
purpose of
give
me,
it back to him when you said you were going to take it?
I gave it back to him because you
Yeah,
guys
that's not the
interrupt. Can
point.
I finish? The same thing you doing now, you doing just like what Beauty is doing. Every time I
No,
open my
no, I'm
mouth, you
not.
saying something. So let me speak what I
Yeah,
say.
because now we're having a back and forth now.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
Listening to what? You're supposed to be taking the build.
I told you why I took the bill because he was
Okay.
on point and you guys disrespected him while he was giving the scripture and everything. So I'm
I
giving it back to
disrespected him?
him. Can I finish saying what I'm saying? You
Ain't nobody
disrespecting me right
disrespect
now.
that guy, man. What you
Hey,
talking
Doc,
about?
Doc, go on mute,
Um,
Doc. Doc, this is
okay.
just me and him. So
Hey,
I'm trying to
I
get y'all to talk back and forth like the way me and you were talking. Because here's the thing, right? I'm actually still letting you finish. You're saying I'm cutting you off. I'm not really cutting you off. Like I'm letting you get like a couple of sentences out before I even say anything. So if you want, me and you can have a back and forth,
I'm
and
not
and I'll be more
trying
cordial than
to
Beauty.
listen. I'm on the road right now. I can't even open my Bible because I'm driving or whatnot. And I understand
So
exactly
J-Man, he should mute up then. because he can't even get
Yeah,
into the
Doc.
bill,
Hold on,
brother.
Doc. Hold on, Doc.
Oh,
I
okay.
need you to mute up, Doc. Go ahead and finish, Lomax.
The reason why I wanted to give it back to Yahuda because I'm driving. Yahuda is on point. Okay? She disrespected you or Yahuda and cut them off every time he gets the mic. Yahuda didn't do that to her. So all I was saying that give him an opportunity to explain who not Boaz, Ruth was a servant to Boaz. She's another nation. We always treated our nations as servant. We treated them as strangers. But we don't do this thing that they do to us, whip us, beat us, and all that, because that's not our spirit. He was in the scriptures with it. Y'all didn't even catch it. That's why she got with Boaz. Because of her humble spirit.
No, it
Oh,
wasn't. The
Oh
reason why
my
she got
God.
with Boaz was because he was the kinsman redeemer. And in order to receive the inheritance, she had to marry somebody in the tribe. He was the closest. Hence why they had that whole meeting with the elders. So you do not know scripture. And I'm going to ask you again, who was her master as a slave in Ruth chapter 1? Guard up your loins, men of Israel, quote unquote. It shouldn't be that hard.
her
Beauty, did
master,
you?
her master was Boaz. Did she not get with Boaz?
For what? What did she get with Boaz for?
Because Boaz appointed her.
No. See, and this is what I'm saying. That's why I got me a Gentile, right? I got me a light skin because of this. This is the real reason. God dog it. I'm just messing with you.
Well,
I
that's
just
because you
mess with
hate yourself and hate your own
you.
people, man. Like, I don't know how you're trying to flex that,
Literally,
man.
he's black. It
Bleaching
was
out
a
your
joke.
lineage.
It was a joke. Come on now.
Beauty, did you ask them? Did you ask them if Ruth was only a servant, why is she in the lineage of King David and Messiah in Matthew 1?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
Sure. Did you ask them if Ruth was only a servant, why is she in the lineage of King David and Messiah in Matthew
I
1?
didn't go over that. Remember, they're trying to say that servants have to go through Israelites in order to worship God. And we see a non Israelite from their own mouth saying that they declared her. Hold on one second.
Oh my gosh. So basically, the Israelites just read every verse and just twist it. Like, this is ridiculous. So now, is Ruth a Israelite? Like, this gotta stop. This gotta stop.
Remember, the contention is that non Israelites have to go through Israelites in order to worship God. Well, Ruth did, we don't see that in Ruth. So they're going to have to prove before she makes a declaration where she had a master that was a slave master over her.
Yehuda, that's how you treat your Messiah's foemother? That's
Hey,
crazy.
but wait, but look, one of the
So,
cold
so,
parts
so, so
is
let me respond to that real quick. Alyssa, right?
go
Check it
ahead.
out, yeah? The scripture is
Hold, hold,
always consistent.
hey, hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. Hold on real quick. Since everyone wants to talk, I'm gonna cut the build. So y'all just talks amongst each other, but try to, like I said before, try to have some decorum. Like let the other person finish, and like y'all can cut each other off, but try to have some decorum. You know, like I don't know if y'all heard me talking to Lomax, right? I kind of let him finish, and then I said something. So try to do it like that. You know, but y'all can go.
Thank you, J-Man. That was nice of you.
Nah, you
So, yo, in
said
response
something.
to Alyssa, right? The scripture is always, my bad, Lomas, you go.
You good? Go ahead.
So, yeah, the scripture is clear, right? Like it says in Hebrews chapter 30 and 9, Christ the same today, yesterday, forever. So, the timeless principles of the Most High always apply. So we can apply Isaiah 14's context. And Isaiah 14 talks about righteous Gentiles that cleave to the Israelites. And their position is to become servants and handmaids to the Israelites. So that's also the category of Ruth and any Gentile that wants to serve the Most High. They have to accept the position that God ordained for them to be servants and handmaids. Paul said it best in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 or 5. He says, servants, obey your masters in the Lord. And it says, serve them not with eye service as men pleasers, but as doing the will of God. So, yeah, a Gentile should willingly understand that, oh, when I serve God's people, I'm serving God and I'm not doing it because, oh, it's so grievous. No, they should take it joyfully to think, this is how I show honor to God in heaven by treating his children with blessings. That was always the biblical principle. Bless the ones that God has blessed, and you'll be blessed. Curse the ones that God has cursed, and you'll be cursed. And that was always pertaining to Israel. So now, when you guys try and make it sound crazy that we say you have to bless Israel to receive blessing from God, it just shows your lack of biblical honesty and integrity. Because I know you know, and we all know, the Bible clearly talks about Gentiles having to bless the Israelites to be blessed. And my question to you guys is, especially Alyssa, if
Yeah,
Gentiles
I'll go
don't
next.
need to, yeah, if Gentiles don't need to bless the Israelites to be blessed, can you read Luke chapter 7 and verse 5 and explain that verse for me? One
Yeah,
verse.
before we
Luke
move it,
7 and verse 5.